Here we are again for the third week in a row, talking in the cockpit under sail.
Did you say third?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hilarious we've had this many chill sail days that we can do this again. But here we are.
Alright. Righto, after everything you would have just seen the last few weeks, it was time to move back to Meraki. We had stayed on our friend's catamaran Nirvana for the past 6 weeks, and they were now flying.
I don't know why I'm finding this so funny this time.
And they were now flying back to their boat because they were booking it out of there and down south. And a day or two after we moved back to Meraki, it was Thanksgiving, so it was like a nice welcome home dinner. Holy moly, look at all that crap. Wow.
You're not supposed to film that part. I cleaned the table.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the only part you're supposed to film. Well, if anyone's ever hauled out and lived on the hard, you know that your boat's just a disaster the entire time. But it's Thanksgiving this weekend, and last year we didn't celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving because we were with so many Americans and it felt a little funny. And we were like, oh, we'll just celebrate American Thanksgiving with all the Americans. And then American Thanksgiving rolled around and we were by ourselves, and that felt weird. And so
Really sorry. Your hair is awesome.
I decided, we're gonna do Thanksgiving this year. You just have to pick traditions that you enjoy and are important to you and stick with them no matter what. And this one, the kids really enjoy, and I really enjoy. Mick didn't grow up doing Thanksgiving, but it's a tradition I want to keep going. Turkey, asparagus, mashed potatoes. I found an old-fashioned apple pie. I didn't even have to make it myself. That's what's happening. Feels really hot in here right now, and we're really excited for dinner. Look at the beautiful setting over there of our clean section of the boat.
Do you know that song?
We're just catching up on cruising Meraki. Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Look at this feast!
A very sweaty Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's
Whoa,
sweaty.
mate.
Stuffing, gravy, mashed potatoes, asparagus, and instead of turkey, we have dark and light chicken. This is pretty good for being on the hard in Mexico. Check it out! Doesn't that look delicious?
Here we go.
Ooh, I don't have a pie lifter, Bentley.
Dun, dun,
That's a big piece.
Yeah. It's not as good as Gigi's pie, but it's pretty darn good.
Pretty quickly, it was time to start wrapping up our projects, and one of the ones that we knew was coming again was to repair some blisters.
The countdown is on. We're wrapping things up in the boatyard, which is very exciting. You can hear Mick grinding away downstairs. Downstairs, also known on outside on the ground, on the hull. He's grinding the blisters.
Now these were new ones that have surfaced since our last repairs, which you saw a year and a half ago, and we knew that they were coming, didn't we?
We did.
Total Boat once again helped us out with their epoxy and fairing compound.
Thanks, Total Boat. We decided to try out their epoxy. This is that.
This is different to the System 3 where it was a 2-part epoxy to 1-part hardener. This is 5-part epoxy to 1-part hardener. And with the System 3 we actually had to measure and then hand bomb it. But this stuff comes with pumps.
That are pre-measured. One of each.
One of each, and then that does all the measuring for you. So super simple.
Once again,
excited
kind
for
of
that.
foolproof.
Yeah.
Total Boat makes it so easy. So far we're impressed. If you've been here a while, you know that when we bought Meraki, we had some like 1 million blisters to repair right off the bat. And we knew we didn't get them all. We knew that the actual solution for eliminating all possibility of blisters was to peel back our gel coat and relay fiberglass and like completely reseal it. But we just didn't have the time to do that.
Big time, big cost.
We didn't have the time or the money to do that. So we chose the option that I can link to that video here. And we knew that when we hauled out next time we'd have a couple more blisters to repair, but it was nothing compared to what we originally dealt with, and we're kind of blister masters now. Racing Total Boats epoxy.
Really, really easy to use. It's been great. Love the pumps.
I love the pumps. The other jobs that we wrapped up as our time came to a close in Penasco, we painted the bottom, we completed some sewing projects. It's a big day here on Meraki. We just purchased this beautiful new Sailrite, new to us, it's used. So when we were setting up the boat, and I'm sure anyone that's ever done any home renovation or anything like that will understand this, you kind of pick and choose the things to go all out on, or you find a middle ground for most things, and then you kind of go cheap on some things. There were a few items that I feel like we made a mistake on, and one of those was the sewing machine. I really wanted to have a sewing machine on the boat, but we just could not stomach spending like 1,200 Canadian on a sewing machine. Thomas just came in, look at that face. He knows how much I wanted this. So we've been limping along for the last year with a Singer heavy duty, and I sewed 2 sail bags, like 4 deck sail bags with it, plus our dinghy chaps. But it is the most infuriating machine I have ever owned. Save yourself some trouble and do not buy the Singer heavy duty. So what I'm working on is, they're not really cushion covers. Our cushions are very old, the foam is very old. The covers are actually starting to wear and get holes in them. We were looking for a cheap way to just make them last a year. And what I came up with is, these are like sofa blankets meant to cover the entire sofa, and then you tuck into the cushions.
You bought it?
I did! Anyway, so these are going to just tuck over the cushions, but then I'm going to sew some elastic over the back to hold them in place. It is a really hokey way to recover cushions, but because the foam is so old, I don't want to spend money on and time creating new covers for this old foam. It all needs to be redone, and we will do that in the future. This is our really cheap hack for recovering cushions in a hurry. I've sewn 8 elastic straps to it so that the back cushion slides into the top 4 and the bottom cushion slides into the bottom 4, just so that, because we're always lifting the cushions to get into the storage underneath, it just means so you're not always having to tuck it in. You get the effect of it being a tucked in blanket. So then we'll slide the bottom cushion into these straps and you'll have the same effect on the bottom. I mean, these blankets were like 40 bucks each.
And they feel nice. Like,
they
feel
are.
that.
It's really heavy,
Feel
nice
that.
material.
Oh, yeah.
You can slide off and be washed.
Wookie.
I mean, for $120, is that right? That's pretty good. I mean, we had to buy an $800 sewing machine too, but... Celebrated Dia de los Muertos.
That was fun.
It was really fun. One of Mexico's most celebrated holidays is Dia de los Muertos, a celebration of life where families create beautiful altars decorated in remembrance of family members who have now passed away, often decorated with the loved one's favorite foods and drinks, sugar skulls, candles, and personal mementos. I was like, where did he go? He just disappeared.
I thought I'll go get my ice cream. Looks good.
Is it good? I know, that's a very bright light. The night is wrapped up with a Catrina competition. La Catrina is widely used as a symbol for Dia de los Muertos. Her elegant dress represents celebration, her smile a reminder to commemorate those that have passed away. Restuffed our stuffing box, which again, if you've been here for a while, it's basically been leaking the entire time we've owned the boat. And we found when we pulled it all apart, there was actually no stuffing left in the stuffing box, and we weren't sure if there was supposed to be or not.
Yeah, there was no traces, so I didn't know if I was making a mess by putting some in there, but...
Spoiler alert, we're not leaking anymore
Yeah.
for the first time in 18 months.
It's been great.
What are you doing?
Oh, g'day. So there's a big collar like this, and the rudder shaft comes in here, and then there's another collar above that the rudder shaft comes out of, and then it kind of slots in, and it creates this friction fit that's quite tight and allows the shaft to spin. Now usually there is what they call packing in there that's jammed down in there to create a better seal rather than just those two pieces of metal touching. I thought ours was just worn out and that's why it was leaking, but there doesn't seem to be any in there, and now I'm worried that if I put this stuff on that I might mess up what the original system was without it, or maybe it just wore away because it's old. So that gets squished down into this collar, and then this one pushes it down in there.
So, what are you going to do? Have you decided?
Yeah, I think I'll stuff some in there.
We'll know when we splash if that's the right choice or not.
Whether it's right.
Will we take on water, or will this fix all our problems? We got haircuts, dentist appointments, and we returned to Fredericos restaurant, which is the restaurant we visited right after Hurricane K that sustained quite a bit of damage during the hurricane. And we made it our mission to go back and support them once they reopened. Wow. Crazy. I know. So we were here the day after Hurricane K. Okay, this is our new friend Juan.
Hello.
How's it going, Juan?
Alright.
So you were here the day that Hurricane K hit.
I was right here, yeah. I was actually right here standing next to you at this place right here.
Yeah.
There were 3 little girls for her dad right there. Right? I was taking the order. When I didn't thought that the
So
wave
you were
was
open.
Yeah, we were
Oh
open.
my gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We were open. And we didn't thought that the waves were gonna hit that bad.
Yeah.
Suddenly one of the waves just boom hit the window. All I did just cover the little girls. Yeah. Something that came just in my mind, just cover the little girls.
It was the wind peaked and then the tide hit
Yeah.
all at the same time, so that big surge.
If it wasn't for that restaurant right here, I think the waves would have been
that blocked a lot.
Oh yeah, nobody got hurt, nothing.
Yeah,
everybody's safe and
look at how quickly you rebuilt him.
yeah.
Beautiful now.
Amazing.
Hey,
good job.
It's costing my boss some money, but
yeah, he did a good job.
yeah, he's doing a good job. Visit our restaurant called Fredericos. You guys are welcome. Great food right here.
And good people.
And the service is all the
Yeah,
service.
top-notch.
Hey, the service sucks, but the food is good. Nah, it's okay.
And the view is okay.
And the view,
The
you got
view
the best.
sucks, but
Yeah. No, the view's good.
it's very good.
Let me
Thank
bring you guys your meal.
Okay.
all new tiles, everything.
I didn't expect the balcony to be rebuilt this fast.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, they redid all the tiles. They used to be little black ones like this big.
Awesome. This is a really cute restaurant. I'm excited to see what the food's like.
Oh wow.
We got the right here.
Oh, nice.
Quesadilla. Whose quesadilla was it? That was
Quesadilla.
yours,
Me,
right?
gracias.
Alright, quesadilla, and you got the chicken nuggets right here.
Whoa.
Alright,
Oh, gracias.
there you guys go. Nice and cold.
Thank you.
You guys
Here.
good?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
you guys
we're
enjoy
really
your
good.
food.
He's tired. card at the boatyard. How was dinner, guys?
Tommy too. Really good.
So good.
I got to eat everyone else's food they didn't eat.
Everyone was not very hungry, but nicest people ever, and they worked so hard fixing up that and getting open again. It was crazy cool. Really, really nice people. Check out Fredericos in Puerto Penasco on the Malecón.
Are we gonna put some funny bits in at the end?
Oh gosh, I'm really sorry I fell.
You know,
I put my hand here and I slipped off.
luckily one of the little knobs on my spine hit the corner of the wood here, so I'm okay. And I think a day or two after we moved back in, what happened?
No.
It was Thanksgiving.
Wait. This is really weird this time. So if you've been here for a while, you know that when we bought Meraki,
Oh, I don't know how to stand. I can't like lean back. So normal.
Can't do this today. If you've been here for a while, you know that when we bought Meraki, we had some 1 million. What is happening?
So you've been laughing the whole time and I've been holding it in.
I'm not sure what's happening today.